We are heading for a financial hole of about £200 million by the end of September, a cash hole, which we will need to fill. And clubs are stacking up creditors as well. We have a great deal of uncertainty around next season, of course, the great undetermined matter being when we're going to return to playing in front of crowds, which for the EFL is absolutely critical. I think the Premier League and the government are working on a twin track approach, which is essentially work out when it's safe to return to start training, and then take a decision on when it's safe to return to play. That absolutely does not work for us. We have to work backwards. Our end date realistically is the 31st of July because of the situation with players' contracts. We can't go beyond July. Players have been furloughed, staff have been furloughed. To expect our clubs, the smaller clubs, to bring players and staff back into training now, to forego the furlough only then in a month to find they can't play, would be a complete mess. He is aware of our position on that. In all of the conversations that we've had with the Premier League, I think their position is they expect 3 clubs to be relegated.
What would happen if they change their mind on
that? Well, I think you can expect the lawyers are going to get wealthy if that happens. There will be a degree of outrage, varying degree of outrage from a number of our clubs in the Championship. It would be a breach of the tripartite agreement between us, the Premier League, and the Football Association. I suspect the Football Association would have a position on it as well. So I think the safe answer to that is it would get very messy, because our expectation is, as I said, I do think we need a complete reset. I think we do need to look at the redistribution of the revenues. I touched on parachute payments, which I think are an evil that need to be eradicated, because we have 6 clubs in the Championship in receipt of parachute payments, giving them an average of 40 million a club. The other 18 clubs get 4.5 million each. So they are then struggling to try to keep up. Lower down, the solidarity money is welcome, but it becomes very, very small. So yeah, I do think there is a need for a reset.